welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and race fans from all across Malaysia. Welcome back to the Toyota Gazoo Racing Festival Toyota Vios Challenge 2019 Season 3, Round Number 2, coming to you live from Bandar, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. I am Nick Harris. With me today is Victor Cax, as working as your casting commentators for today.
Hey, thank you very much, Nick, for that stellar introduction. We're going to have a look at some of the highlights from yesterday's morning class race. This is where we did see car number 97, Mirza, actually start from the front of the grid. He had a really good start, actually, compared to the rest, but unfortunately, things got slightly put in a damper there with Ricky Tan crashing out on that first lap there, and unfortunately, he had to retire straight away after that. That caused the safety car to come out, so that had to slow down some of the racing a little bit. As we do see later on in the race there, we did see Mirza also lose his side mirror in an attempt to navigate Sector 2, and this was the second crash there that caused a chain reaction, and that unfortunately led to a retirement as well. Then later on in the race, after another restart, we got Mirza getting passed on the side there, where that allowed him to actually stay inside P2 for Den, and that was car number 33, Tom Go, who was able to snatch away P1 from right under Mirza, but that did not spell the end of his troubles though, as later on in the race there, we did see Bradley Anthony Paul attempt to make some moves here onto car number 81, Caden Heikal, and unfortunately that led to a collision with Mirza, which ended up ending Mirza's race right there and then. Really disappointing result there, I expect, for 23 Motors.
Very sad there, coming in from Mirza to be collided on by Bradley Benedict Anthony with a very unfortunate fishtail that ended his dream of winning into the podium. However, he does have an opportunity to redeem himself today with the second race of our evening, our second last race before we head to the next class. This is going to be the sporting class, but however, looking at the highlights, it was very action-packed despite all of the drama that happened. We did see a little bit of action between the competition between some of the races. However, we did see a big discrepancy between the top 5 and the lower 5 of the entire race.
So Mirza out of the way there, that actually opened the door for Tom Go to take the win in race 1. Let's see if he's going to be able to make a repeat performance again in race 2. But for now, things are going to be really interesting here because after race number 1, we're going to be doing a reverse order grid for race number 2 for the points finisher. So that means Haji Sultan Mustafa Sultan is going to be starting in first place. And in second place there, we have car 86 Vincent Ng, who's going to be starting in the front row alongside Haji Sultan. And Bradley Benedict Anthony is going to be starting in third place there after having sustained a penalty in the last race. So he's going to be sitting in the second row together with Hayden Heikal, his biggest rival from that last race there. Let's see how the battle will shape up when it comes to the actual race here today. Hayden Heikal is actually carrying 25 kilograms of weight there added to his car. Then we also have Adam Khalid, who's going to be the first one on the third row there. And he from Crestbat Motorsports is definitely looking to get a good position here, but the winner of last race, Tom Cole, will be starting from 6th position here, and this means that his work will be cut out for him if he wants to make a repeat of his race 1's performance. Dato Ken Fu from Cooling Top Wheels will be filling up the 7th position here on the grid. That is the 4th row here, and he will be alongside Danny's in car number 93. He's been mostly staying out of trouble in race number 1, and hopefully we'll be seeing a little bit more action from him coming from race 2. Then we got Tar Mimi Tahang from the M7 Japan project team starting up in the 5th row there in P9, and he's going to be alongside Won Ching Ing of High Rock Racing Team. Hopefully he will be able to get a pretty good result here as he's really trying to make his way back up into the points. Then in the 11th spot on the grid there, with all smiles and a thumbs up, that's Shanmuganathan Agmugram from Kakashvina Motorsports. He didn't quite get a good result in race 1. Let's see if he's going to be able to make up for it in race number 2. Muhammad Ismail Idris with a car that's slightly bit damaged, but definitely looking very fast on track there. He's definitely hopeful to at least get a good points finish this time. And with the sound of horn going off there, this is a signal for the pit crews and marshals to clear off the track as the drivers will soon be going on their parade lap.
Well, they will be going on their parade lap soon as the signifier of time, 5 more minutes before we start our parade lap. Really interested to see how this is going to transpire for this sporting class for today. I'm excited to see what kind of opportunities they will develop for these racers. We do see Mirza Shahmi Mahzad very unlucky in race number 1, did not finish due to the fact that he was fishtailed in the later stages of the race.
And as a result of that retirement, he's going to have to start from 13 on the grid. Kenneth Cole in car number 77 starting in 14th there. And then right behind them is going to be Ricky Tan and Clement Yo. Both of them also unfortunately retired at the end of race 1. And definitely they will be looking forward to the start of the race here to try to make up for some lost pace. But as the drivers are going to be setting up on the grid here, you know, do want to let you guys know as well that the drivers here, you know, some of them have actually ballasts added to the cars in order to try to even out the playing field here. In particular, car number 33, Tom Go, who is the winner of the first race, is going to be carrying 20 additional kilograms onto his car. So let's see if that amount of weight there is actually going to affect his performance here, because added weight to the cars naturally mean that the cars will be on a lap per lap basis slower than the rest of the field, and this further adds to the challenge of the drivers here that will be starting this race.
Well, I'm pretty interested to see how these drivers are going to adapt towards a different start in position of grid. So looking at how these changes towards positioning is implemented, could be interesting to see what kind of adaptation, what kind of adjustments that need to be made by these drivers. 3 minutes before our parade lap begins, and we are ready to sound off and ready to go soon. Victor, I'm pretty sure it's going to be an action-packed race. Any particular races that you have to pay attention to in this race?
Well, I mean, for sure, I want to see what Tom Go will be able to do for this race here. He's going to be starting from 6th position, and we know he's really fast. This is a refresh of what the starting grid will be like. So Haji Sultan Mustafa Kasatlin will be starting in P1. Vincent Ng from Team Focus Zitap will be in 2nd place. Bradley Benedict Anthony from Dream Chasers in P3. Hayden Haikal in P4. That's going to fill up the 2nd row there. Then Adam Khalid, Transcend Motorsports, will be in P5, and Komgo in P6, the winner of the last race. Dr. Ken Fukuli Top Wheels in P7, Danny's Ng in P8, Tarbibi Tahang from M7 Project Team in P9, Monchi Ig in P10 from Haiwa Racing Team. Aishan Muganathan from Kanashvina Motorsports will be the first starter on row 6 alongside Muhammad Ismail Idris, who is going to be in P12.
And then in row 7 it's going to be Mirza Shahmi Mahzan as for position 13, Ken Cole on position 14 from Bangladesh City Racing Team, and Ricky Tan will be the final racer at row 8 at position 15.
And apologies, it looks like Clement Yo is not going to be able to join us for this race. It's going to be such a shame though, because he provided quite a bit of the drama in race number 1. So he will be very sorely missed as we are about to begin our parade lap for race number 2. So early on in the previous Super Sporting class race, we did see a slight drizzle on track that caused the race director to call for wet conditions on the track there. So that actually put a little bit of a damper in the racing, I think, at least towards the later stages of the Super Sporting class. But it seems like the rain has already stopped for the Sporting class, so we're expecting a dry condition here as the drivers will be going on the parade lap. Let's see if that the dry conditions will continue, or will there be really unpredictable weather for the rest of this race.
I'm pretty excited to see how the change of weather will affect it, mainly because of the amount of tactics that need to be changed in terms of how some of these drivers may be attacking the turns with the amount of braking that they have to make, the acceleration, like how you mentioned in the previous race. 30 seconds before we start our parade lap. Hope you, ladies and gentlemen, and race fans from across Malaysia are ready, because we're about to go underway with our parade lap.
Yeah, so just to add on to your points just now, like speaking from experience, typically a wet track will cause the drivers to have to go slower per lap, like maybe a few seconds. But on this particular track, because this is actually built on a runway with a mix of tarmac and concrete, a lot of the conditions on the track here tend to be very dusty. So what we notice is that, especially when rain actually falls on this track, it actually cleans up a lot of dirt and debris that's on the track and actually allows the drivers to more or less match the same amount of times they get during the drive. Now, obviously, in terms of handling the car, they have to make some considerations due to the amount of additional wheel spin that will happen during their race. So the drivers will have to tighten up on where their braking points are, where exactly they can push a lot, rather which corners they can actually try to push a little bit harder, or where they have to actually step it off a little bit. But for the most part, I expect that, you know, at least as far as these drivers concerned, they can still race these cars pretty well on the wet as well as the dry.
Yeah, definitely something to look forward to coming in. They are going to be completing their parade lap soon, so I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to basically give them a little bit of familiarization with the track, despite the fact that they have been racing since Friday with practice laps and qualifying laps have been done and dusted into the books. It does go to show that with the changes of weather and track conditions is definitely going to be indicator. It's going to be different ground, specifically for handling and how they want to be approaching this. So, like you said beforehand, it's definitely going to be like it's going to be playing on a different map, different track. Essentially, the only differences is that handling may differ. In terms of taking a little bit of risk, you may mitigate a little bit of risk to make sure that you do not end up against the barrier, which can actually push you out, like we saw yesterday with Mirza Shami Mazza was able to maintain second spot for such a long time before he was fishtailed out of the race.
Yeah, and that was as a result of a collision by Bradley Benedict, who after the race had been given a penalty as a result. So hopefully that does not put too much of a damper on his race here today. He's starting from P3 here, so he could actually have a good chance to make up for the mistakes of race 1. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it as we get ready for the start.
All right, we do see now that the track is a little bit cleaner. We don't see any hits of dust on the road as we go. Here we go off. As the green flags have been waved off, we do see the start of the race really, really well.
A bit of contact on the side of the car making one there. That's Hayden Haikal. He didn't really have a good start there. That's looked like it's going to allow Brandy Anthony to get all the way through. All the cars going too wide and they come down into turn 1 and swing around immediately into turn 2. They're going through into the runway now. Let's see if anyone will be able to make up any positions. This time looks like things are being kept relatively clean though. It looks like Hayden Haikal almost hit the wall there as he tried to get out of clean exit onto the runway. In the meantime, on the front of the pack, it looks like Haji Musultan will still be leading them going into the chicanes. But in the meantime, it's car number 68, Vincent is managed to make his way up a little bit wider, unfortunately, for Haji Sultan, but he still is going to be able to get back on track there. But Bradley is going to be able to get up alongside him and take P2. So it looks like he's having a stellar race right now, but they will be going alongside it to come down towards turn 6. Haji Sultan will be able to stay up in front of him and will cut him off just before the entry. So Bradley will have to settle with P2 for now. Coming in there is going to be car number 28. That's Adam Khalid now, gutting his way all the way through towards the chicane, and brilliantly done from him as well, keeping a nice tidy line, sliding a little bit coming out of turn 8 and into turn 9. He's going to be able to maintain his position there as he comes across the line.
Beautiful stuff there being shown by all these drivers here. Haji Sultan Mustafa will be able to maintain his top spot. Bradley Benedict Anthony was able to go forward and steal away Vincent Ung's second spot, with Denise Ung as well being able to climb up with Dr. Kenfu as well as Monchin Egg, Kenneth Koh, Muhammad Ismail Idris, Mirza Shamimi as well as Ricky Tan were able to improve their overall positioning in this race.
So I think one thing that's definitely going to hang over Bradley's mind is the accident that he caused in race 1. Hopefully that will ensure that he will have to be a bit more careful going into race 2. But the thing is, Mirza Shami unfortunately is going to have to stay in the pits for now. It looks like he sustained some damage there, hitting the wall coming onto the runway. As Bradley looks like he gets a really good exit coming out there. He's going to snatch away the lead here from Haji Sultan if he can just stay in front of him going to turn 6. They are going alongside right now. And the thing is, Haji Sultan has the inside line here. He's not going to let it go as it comes towards turn 6. He outbrakes him, turns in just at the right moment to regain the lead here. Amazing racing going on the front of the grid here as Bradley
see that here coming in, and they might actually meet up another time after the last turn before heading on to the starting grid. We do see now that the cars are coming in with tighter formations, with the top 5 now fighting and jostling amongst each other for that podium position here. We do see Haji Sultan and Bradley Benedict as well as Vincent are still maintaining their position. However, Adam Khalid, Dato Kenfu, Tom Gold, Kenneth Cole, as well as Tamim Mitaha, Muhammad Ismail Idris, Mirza Shami, and Shan Muganathan and Ricky Tan were able to improve themselves. However, Kenneth Cole able to take away from Wong Ching Eug's 8th spot.
Yeah, Kenneth Cole has been setting blistering lap times. He has the fastest lap in the session at the moment at a 119.6, and let's see if he can try to keep that up, because coming up after him is going to be Tom Gold, the winner of the last race, and I don't think he's going to be giving up his position that easily. In the meantime, though, Haji Sultan this time takes a much cleaner line, but Bradley Benedict is going to be able to cut inside again on this lap, so he will try to go alongside, but this time Haji Sultan was ready for that move. He cuts him off before they come into the turn, so he will be able to maintain the lead for now.
Beautiful done here, as we do see a little bit of action coming in from the side of Bradley Benedict. Anthony giving a lot of, oh my goodness, giving a lot of pressure towards Haji Sultan Mustafa. Oh, a little bit of overturn there coming in from the side of Bradley Benedict. May actually have lost his angle there. Luckily enough, the control was definitely on the favor of the side of Bradley Benedict. We do see more and more pressure here being established from the side of Bradley Benedict towards Haji Sultan. Haji Sultan still not giving any room for Bradley Benedict to overtake.
Vincent actually is starting to catch up with Bradley Benedict, so perhaps Bradley may start to think about the drivers behind him, because they're giving him a lot of pressure. He needs to get past Haji Sultan as quickly as he can before Vincent actually starts to capitalize on his lack of pace. For now, they are going down the runway, going at breakneck speed, 150 kilometers per hour before they have to brake for the chicane, and Bradley Benedict is absolutely doing that as he goes in along with Haji Sultan. He takes a slightly outside line. He's going to try to go for the clean exit again. Haji Sultan now has to defend very hard. He's going to have a huge advantage now going into his turn, but this time Bradley Benedict doesn't quite find the space that he needs to get alongside him, and he flashes his light in frustration as well, telling Haji Sultan, please get out of my way there. I want to take your P1.
Bradley Benedict definitely looking towards giving more pressure towards Haji Sultan Mustafa. However, it was turn number 5 that could have been the determinant on the side of Bradley Benedict. We do see that this could be another fight here coming in, another opportunity. We do see that car 69 will get a false start here. From Bradley Benedict as well as Haji Sultan Mustafa.
It's an amazing four-way battle going on here. 4 laps into this race. The sporting class is where all the action is right now, as Vincent now trying to defend very hard against Danny's, who is starting to gain on him as he come out onto the runway. But the battle that's still unfolding in front of him, Bradley Benedict still not able to find a way past Haji Sultan. May have to find a more creative way to overtake him coming down the line here as they go in one single file through the chicane now. Let's see, Bradley Benedict will be able to make some moves. This time he's going to stick it rather close there, going a little bit wide out, and unfortunately open the door for Vincent. Vincent getting a bit of a nudge from behind from Danny's, as Danny's now trying to go around the outside here to get past Vincent who stayed a bit of damage on his front. But Bradley Benedict now is still attempting to defend his P2 there, tries to keep his car in position to keep Vincent from being able to get past him. Vincent is still going to have to tuck in behind. He's going to be able to keep Danny's at bay as well as they enter Sector 2.
Beautifully done there from Vincent, trying his best to give a lot of pressure to Bradley Benedict, but however the door was slightly shut and Vincent denied coming in from the side of Bradley Benedict. He still has eyes towards Haji Sultan Mustafa as they stay closer and closer. The distance between himself though getting more and more closer.
Danny's had a bit of a close call there against the walls. Came out in the final turn there. That has opened up a bit of room there, a bit of breathing space for Vincent So he's still going to have to defend very hard though, as Danny's is already caught up literally right up into his tail as he comes down towards turn 3. Oh, really close there. A little bit too close for comfort. Vincent now has to go pedal to the metal now as it comes down towards a runway. He wants to stay on the podium here, but he needs to do so for 15 laps. Can he hang on for dear life?
15 laps is definitely a very strong focusing point for the side of Haji Sultan Mustafa for him to maintain here, as Bradley Benedict looking towards asserting his pressure towards the side of Haji Sultan. They are going to be hitting towards the turn 5 again. Another opportunity coming in.
Danny's is going to try to go alongside him and come down towards the turn, but again, he's going to be attacking at a disadvantage. Vincent still has the defensive line here as they will going towards the line, but in the meantime, in front of him, Bradley Benedict senses an opportunity. He's going to stay right on the tail of Haji Sultan as they come down towards the 6th turn and into the 7th immediately. They are literally going at this as quickly as they can. Bradley now going for the outside here. He's trying to go and take the outside line. A very creative move here, but I'm not sure if that's going to work out for him though, because unfortunately the door will be closed as Haji Sultan rounds around the last turn there to still maintain P1 across the line. But unfortunately, in the meantime behind him, Danny's successfully fought Vincent Ung for 3rd place, and he's now up on the podium.
A lot of the overtakes have been coming in towards the turn 5. Right after they get off that long straight from the runway, they are able to build up speed and they try to aggressively attack the racing line towards turn number 5 before heading into turn 6. There is another long straight there before heading into turn 6 where they're able to build up speed. That is where most of the overtake action has been happening here. However, Haji Sultan Mustafa has been disciplined, has been wise to be ending every attempt coming in from Bradley by shutting the door clean onto Bradley Benedict.
Bradley going alongside him, trying to go for the outside line pass again, but actually this opened the door for Danny's now, who's trying to snatch away P2 from under Bradley's nose. Bradley's going to have to defend against him as well as he comes down the line here, so he cannot try to go for an overtake on Aji. He's definitely fighting for his P2 at the moment, and now they will be going down towards turn 6. Will Bradley be able to do so? He does have the inside line. Danny's unfortunately has to give way there as he comes down towards turn 6, so Bradley has to breathe a sigh of relief right now. He almost lost his P2.
Beautifully done there, coming in from Bradley to defend against Dennis Ung. However, Dennis Ung still not still determined to push on to Dennis Ung. The line is getting closer and closer. Excuse me, the gap is getting closer and closer here between Haji Sultan Mustafa and Bradley Benedict. However, the gap between Dennis Ung and Bradley Benedict is starting to build up, and there is going to be another fight here between 3rd and 4th spot between Dennis Ung and Vincent Ung, and this is going to be an action-packed race thus far.
I'm gonna give a shout out here to the guys in the midfield who are still battling very hard as well. Dato Ken Fu has made his way up into 6th place there, putting him right behind Adwin Khalid. Tom Go has unfortunately slipped down a couple of places to go into P8 and puts him out of the points there just behind Kenneth Cole. So Kenneth having a really good chance right now, just needs to catch up to Dato Ken Fu, and perhaps he may see some points from this sporting class. Bradley Benedict now going bumper to bumper against Haji Sultan, but Danny's again trying to go for the inside there, gets a very good exit coming out of turn. Bradley might be in trouble now as his P2 could be at danger as he's not able to edge his nose in front. Danny's now trying to force him to stay off of the line there. He wants to snatch it away from him. They will be going 2-car wide into turn 6, and yes, he has done it. Danny's up, is now up into P2. Brilliant move there onto Bradley Benedict, and unfortunately Bradley is going to have a really good view of the rear tail lights on Danny's as he comes down to the final turn.
Beautiful turn there coming in from Danny's Ung, taking advantage of the fight between Haji Sultan Mustafa as well as Bradley Benedict to take it away from the side of Bradley Benedict. Danny's Ung right now improves his position to 2nd place, and now it's going to be a fight between Danny's Ung as well as Haji Sultan Mustafa. This is going to be an interesting race here as Bradley Benedict loses out his 2nd spot. Could he steal it away from Danny's Ung as the race progresses? We are 12 laps to go before we conclude our race.
Bradley could be experiencing a bit of nerves here because his line there through turn 3 didn't look very good, and that allowed Vincent Ung to actually catch up to him. So we may see another overtake on the cards here after turn 4. But at the moment, Haji Sultan definitely must be feeling very happy that the pressure is kind of off him at the moment. But now with a new contender for his crown there, Danny's Ung starting to breathe down his neck there. He's definitely getting a lot of really good exits coming out of that turn 4. So he's definitely using that to his advantage in order to catch up with Haji Sultan. But he needs to be able to keep that up, keep the pressure going here, and hopefully force Haji Sultan into an unforced era.
What I like to see coming in from Dennis Ung is the fact that he was able to take advantage of turn number 5 between that 1st and 2nd spot fight between Bradley Benedict as well as Haji Sultan Mustafa. However, Dennis Ung's got to be careful that the same does not apply to him when he hits on the turn 5. There's a lot of speed that can be built up there from before that chicane coming in from turn 5. Turn 4 could be another opportunity for Dennis Ung, for Bradley Benedict to try to steal it away. We do see Adam Khalid as well as Dato Ken Fu are fighting it off as Adam Khalid comes up on top of the 4th spot. Kenneth Ko drops down against Kenneth Ken Fu.
Minimal door wide open here. Danny's is going to get attacked from behind here by Bradley Benedict. Benedict, who's trying to snatch back P2. They will be going 2-car wide down. It looks like Bradley is going to be able to stay ahead of him, and that's a perfect place to be because the chicane is going to be coming up next, and Bradley just ensured that he will be able to stay at P2 at least at the beginning of turn 4. But will Danny's be able to attack back at him again at the exit? Who knows? Let's see as they start to turn in for the hairpin. Bradley now taking a little bit wide here, left quite a bit of room there. Danny's is again going to try to go alongside. This is going to be the second straight here before the turn, but Danny's is not able to get enough momentum out the exit, and Bradley is still going to be in his way. Bradley successfully wrestles away the spot of P2 from Danny's own.
Beautifully done coming in from Bradley Benedict. Anthony against Danny's a little shade of what was done from him by Danny's coming in. Returned the favor from the side of Bradley to steal away second spot. Haji Sultan Mustafa still in the sidelines of Bradley Benedict. However, Danny's is still looking towards giving more pressure towards the side of Bradley Benedict. We do see an action-packed fight here with his second and third, where Bradley Benedict and Danny's taking turns in between few laps, now changing positions from second and third.
Now Vincent in the pits now. It seems like getting trouble with his front right tire, so they're getting it changed up now, but unfortunately that's going to drop him all the way down to 14th place. Hayden Haikal is going to be in 15th for now, and it could be potentially passing Vincent in the pits later on. But in the meantime though, for the midfield battle, Dato Ken Fu has already made his way up to 5th now, with Vincent being in the pits, and Kenako is now firmly in the points in 6th position, just ahead of Tom Go. So that midfield battle is shaping up to be something really interesting right now, especially with Vincent out of the way.
As we hit our halfway mark of this race, we do see Dennis is definitely enjoying the biggest climb right there, from 8th spot climbing up to 3rd spot, taking it away from Adam Khalid. Definitely very impressive coming in from the side of Dennis However, he's got to be careful that he does not lose it out here while he's fighting it off against Bradley Benedict.
Sideline move there. He's going to try to make a pass again, going to out of the last turn there. Haji Sultan is going to see a green car right up in his tail now as he come into sector 1 across the line into the first turn. Now Haji Sultan has to defend very hard because Bradley had made a move there against Danny's in turn 3. Will he make a repeat again of that again this time? No, because he does have a pretty good line sticking it very close to him down the runway. He's definitely going to be in deep danger here. Haji Sultan has to defend very hard in order to keep his pole position.
A little bit of flashes of the high beams there coming in from the side of Bradley Benedict, definitely showing his frustration toward the side of Haji Sultan Mustafa. We do see more and more action here coming in. This could be another opportunity for the side of Bradley Benedict to take it away from Haji Sultan Mustafa. It really depends. He's going on the outside racing line here, a little bit too wide. No opportunity, and the door is going to be shut down. But it could be another opportunity for the side of Dennis here.
Danny's getting up to the inside. He did have a look there, but unfortunately Bradley cuts him off just before the entry of the straight. So unfortunately, that's going to allow Bradley to use that slingshot maneuver there to trap as well, to get up alongside Haji Sultan, but he's still not able to cut him off before the turn. So the three cars still battling it out for the top spot right now as they pile into the sector, and Bradley still sets a bit of stretch from his side. He's still attempting to find a gap there, but Haji Sultan is not exposing any weaknesses to him at all. He's still going to have to stick right behind him because it could be another opportunity coming up next.
Three-way battle here between Haji Sultan Mustafa, Bradley Benedict, and Denise in 3 spots here, looking towards getting the podium away from Haji Sultan Mustafa. However, standing in between him is going to be Bradley Benedict. Denise right now giving the necessary amount of pressure to the side of Bradley Benedict. However, Haji Sultan Mustafa as well doing very well to play a very disciplined driving game against Bradley Benedict, shutting the door against Haji Sultan Mustafa for the past 12 laps thus far.
And speaking of gains here during the last 12 laps, I have to give a shout out here to Mirza Shami Masa with 23 Motors. You know, he had to go into the pits early on in the race, but he's made it all the way up to 10th position there. Impressive drive coming out from the young tenacious driver. But a three-way battle now. It's going to be a 3-car wide now as he comes down to his first turn. Who's going to be first one to take it? And Haji Sultan has the best position by far, having the inside and being a little bit of hair's width ahead of Bradley Benedict, who now has to defend against Danny's, who's trying to attack him from the outside. Danny's now attempting to find a move there. Will not be able to outbreak his rival, unfortunately, and will tuck it just behind Bradley. But man, oh man, another close call after close call there for car number 55.
Beautifully done there, coming in from Bradley Benedict to deny that bounce coming in from the side of Dennis. However, we do see more and more action here building up for the 3rd spot. For the top 3 fights here coming in from the side of Haji Sultan Mustafa. action-packed fight for the podium, as we do see 7 more laps to go in this action-packed race in the sporting class, Victor.
Yeah, Bradley Benedict still attempting to stick on the tail of Haji Mustafa. With only 7 laps to go, he has to make a move at some point here, and he's still going to be studying the line that Haji Sultan taking as much as he can. And right now we are riding together with Mirza Shami. You know, he qualified in pole position on the first race before being crashed out, and now he's looking to try to get himself back up in the points, and he's having a bit of a tussle there against car number 36, which is Ismail Idris, and he's flashing his lights, in fact, at him to ask him to get out of the way there, sensing a bit of frustration on his side, but understandable. He could have had it all in race 1, and he's trying to make up for that loss here in race number 2.
Well, it's going to be a battle for 9th position here between Muhammad Ismail Idris in the 9th spot from, car number 36, as Mirza Shami Mazan in car number 97 will be in position number 10. They are fighting it off here with Mirza Shami Mazan on the coattails of Muhammad Ismail Idris.
Yeah, well, Ismail is definitely going to have to keep his eyes on the rearview mirror there, because Mirza is coming through. So Mirza now staying on his tail all throughout sector 2. Is he going to try to make a pass here on the final corner? Yes, he does. He tries on the inside line here, and that's going to force Ismail to strike down the outside. But unfortunately, Mirza is not able to find a good exit out there. It's going to be tucked in behind Ismail to come down to his first turn. Having a look at the pits right now, it's Ricky Tan having more adjustments done to his front end there. We had sustained some damage, remember, in race number 1. So it looks like the troubles have not quite ended here for Ricky Tan.
We do see now more troubles coming in for Ricky Tan. However, more troubles are going to be building up for the side of Haji Sultan Mustafa. We still see the same story from 14 laps ago, whereby it's Haji Sultan Mustafa, Bradley Benedict, as well as Dennis fighting it off. A bit of a wide turn there coming in from the side of Dennis as he exits turn number 5. However, we do see Bradley Benedict still maintaining his second position, still giving as much pressure as he can towards Haji Sultan Mustafa, as Dennis is on the coattails of Bradley Benedict Anthony.
I want to see what happens with Mirza Shami though, because he's still keeping on really close there. It's got interest as he came out of turn 4. Bradley Benedict still attempting to keep the pressure up on Haji Sultan, keeping this up for these 5 laps now. And Haji Sultan still not giving any room here, not even giving any face here to Bradley Benedict in terms of his line. He's still going to be able to maintain P1 for how long? 5 more laps to go in this race now. Bradley Benedict's time might be running out. He has to go on the attack.
He does definitely have to go on the attack here, as we're going to be watching from the side of car number 93. Dennis looking to giving more and more pressure to the side of Bradley Benedict, but we don't see much advancement coming in.
Mirza has already got past Ismail Idris, taking P9 now, and it looks like Ismail is going to be facing some attention here from Tarmibi, who's sensing an opportunity now to try to get a lot of inside. And yes, he does. He goes all the inside here, coming towards turn 3, but unfortunately had to back up at the last moment before coming onto the runway. What brilliant moves coming out here from Tarmibi. Ismail Idris, it seems like his pace is dropping massively.
Beautifully done here coming in from Bradley Benedict, as well as there is a majority of these fights here is going to be towards the podium finish here for these top 3 drivers in Haji Sultan Mustafa, Bradley Benedict, as well as Danny. They are going to be fighting it off in this next corner here, as they are going to be turning into turn number 8 and turn number 9 respectively.
I mean, Bradley is certainly putting a lot of his years experience in karting to good use here. He's just trying to optimize his time a lot against Haji Sultan, both trying to not only attack Haji Sultan, but also trying to defend against Danny Ismail at the same time. And it's quite admirable that he's able to keep this up for the last 6 laps of counting. He's still going to be sandwiched between these 2 guys here. He's still not able to find a way past Haji Sultan, but if he can just keep this up, he's still should be pretty happy with taking a P2 there, because that's a lot of points for him.
Beautiful attack there, beautiful entry and exit there coming in, as they are going to be heading into the final turn, into the long straight before heading onto the starting grid, before passing the starting grid again with 3 more laps to go. How much more time, how many more opportunities may surface for Bradley Benedict to try to overtake Haji Sultan Mustafa.
Having a look at the inside there, Bradley Benedict, but unfortunately couldn't quite keep up there with Haji Sultan. So Haji will be able to stay ahead of him going down the turn here. And the thing is that Bradley, he always has to balance he has to balance those opportunities between attacking Haji and also defending against Danny's Ung, because he knows that Danny's loves to use the exit there in order to try to attack him. So just as he comes out through the exits there, not only is he keeping an eye on Haji Sultan's line, he also has to consider where Danny's position is relative to him on the exit, because if he does slip up, if he gives him too much space there, Danny's is sure to go to try to take away P2 from him.
An exploit there definitely will try to reveal itself in the favor of Dennis Ung. However, Bradley Benedict has done really well to deny Haji Sultan's advance. So I do believe, to deny Dennis Ung's advance. So it does seem that Bradley Benedict has a very good grasp on the defensive driving mechanics of this